state representative in the 18th district of Bridgewater, Mayhew, and East. And this morning I was here to support Charlie, but more importantly, the children in our school district. Recently, the teachers union filed a grievance against volunteers helping out at the libraries at our elementary schools. And I, for one, don't understand it. We always hear that the most important thing are our children. And to do anything that would get in the way of watching doesn't make sense. It's obvious we're facing difficult economic times. Volunteers have always been an important part of what goes on in the Bridgewater school system. I'm a graduate of Bridgewater Rainham, my son went through the school system, and I have nephews that are in the school system now. And, I want what's best for them at all costs. And having volunteers, if that's what needs to be done, that's what we need to do. And like I said, I don't want to alienate all the teachers because I've gone around and met with a lot of the teachers. I guarantee that not all of them are for this. I'm sure that there are many of them that are willing to do what's necessary for the kids and feel the same way we feel. The other thing is, I don't want to lose sight of the fact what got us in this predicament. The fact that we've had drastic local aid cuts. The administration, at this point, is more concerned with growing state government than providing state aid here at the local level. That's why we need Charlie Baker to become our next governor. With that, I want to introduce, you can clap, Charlie Baker.
Go for it, yeah!
With that, we have a parent here who has children in the school system, and she's been safety board state Christine LeFleur. Did I get that right? All right. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for turning out for Charlie and the children in our school district.
Children in the school system, and normally as parents are always getting requests to volunteer to help the teachers. For us to now, they don't want us in the library, just goes to show that this is a union employee, and it's about themselves, and it's about the union, and not about the children, and we're tired of it. We've done everything we could to keep the schools running. We voted for proposition 2.5. Overcrowded, we're helping out, and now they don't want us to help, and it's not right. With new leadership, hopefully this will change. So I'm going to introduce you, Massachusetts next governor, Charlie Baker.
Yeah! Yes! Woo!
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Christine, and thank you all for being here this morning. Over the past 3 years, as Angela pointed out, local aid in the state's been cut by $700 million at the same time that state spending has gone up by $3 billion. So schools in places like Raynham and Bridgewater have been forced to close their libraries, and that's even after the towns passed Proposition 2.5 overrides. Because of those local aid cuts and the lack of focus on reforming state government, there are 3,200 fewer teachers working in Massachusetts schools today than were working in Massachusetts schools 4 years ago. Higher taxes, lower services. That's the track record of the Patrick administration. Over the past 4 years, Governor Patrick has refused to make the tough decisions and the tough reforms that are necessary to reform state government and get people back to work. Union leaders and other special interests have too much power on Beacon Hill. They've been working with the government to stop illegal reform, save taxpayers' money, eliminate local aid cuts, and get our state working again. The teachers' union statewide, in fact, has been attacking me on a pretty regular basis for weeks because they know if I'm elected, business as usual will end on Beacon Hill.
Yeah!
Yeah! Yeah!
Enough!
All bets, as they say, are off come January. Now they want you to believe that because I signed a no new taxes pledge, that somehow I'm going to ship jobs out of America. Factcheck.org said this ad is a lie. This ad is a lie. Here in Bridgewater, the school committee is putting up a fight. on this particular issue, as well they should. And Gordon Luciano, who's a member of the school committee, put it best when he said, "I hope cooler heads prevail, and the union does what's right for the kids in the school system here at Bridgewater." It's outrageous that union leaders are actually trying to block students from going to and using their school library. It's outrageous that union leaders are putting their own interests above the interests of the kids. And it's outrageous that union leaders would not support every mechanism possible to be sure that students have access to a key staple in every school across America, a library. And to quote Gordon Luciano again, who said in the paper the other day that he hopes the membership, which he knows, as Angelo pointed out, is full of good and decent people who want to do the right thing by the kids, will rise up and tell their leadership that this is the wrong answer at the wrong time in the wrong place for the people, the parents, the kids, and the teachers here in Bridgewater. This is the mentality of Beacon Hill. This is the mentality under Governor Patrick. $3 billion in spending increases, $700 million in local aid cuts, and no reform. Life will be different under a Baker administration come January. The governor's not willing to lead on the tough issues. I will. And if we elect him 3 weeks from now and re-elect him, nothing will change. I'll make the tough decisions. I'll stand up to the special interests on Beacon Hill. I've put $1 billion worth of reform and restructuring of state government on the table. I'm the only candidate in this race who's proposed any specific reforms to save the state money and save city and towns money, to deal with the current fiscal and economic crisis, to deal with the $2 billion deficit that will be handed by Governor Patrick to whomever succeeds him in January. And I will make sure that education in this state is about the kids and not about making the union leadership happy. Thank you very much.